How is everyone doing today? And in this video, we are going to be talking about something that a lot of people probably don't know about the next coming patch, which is the new relics and what they do. Because right now, what we're looking at is that they kind of showed it on stream. Now, I'm not 100% sure if I go check and look back, but if I'm not wrong, I heard someone say that if you look at the VOD now, they blur out or they just take out that section where they showed the relics. Well, luckily enough, I somehow recorded the stream and it's still there, so I don't think that's my fault to show it. I think. Don't snipe me, Hoyo, please. But looking at the new relics that we're going to be looking at, one of them for sure is what we were looking at, which was that one of them was dedicated towards break and super break, and now the other was dedicated towards follow-up attack characters and ultimate DPS type characters. So in today's video, I do want to look over what they do and show you what these relics are for, and then look at the characters that they possibly get put on for their best in slot, or maybe even for some substitute uses. So before we get into all that, make sure you leave a like, comment, sub, all that different type of stuff, and let me know which of these relics are you most excited for to grind, because I know a lot of people are super excited to get these characters, especially the one for break and super break characters for someone like Boohill. And then the follow-up attack character ones, that sounds even crazier because follow-up attack characters already have their set. So we definitely got to look at that. So let's go ahead and get into the video. When talking about these two relic sets, we're probably going to go one by one because I think I showed these differently and I showed these separately. Yeah, there you go. So right now, one of them is increased break effect by 60%. Overall, super easy two-piece set for a lot of characters actually in this game. When it comes to Ruame, HMC, any of the breakers like Luca, Guanifin, or any of these other characters that allow for some really nice breaks. And then we also, of course, have these as a potential substitute for a two-piece, which you could give to someone like Firefly or Boohill if your relics aren't rolling the best at the current moment. And then its four-piece is going to be if the wearer's break effect is 150% or higher, which it usually is, especially with all the traces, a lot of the talents that all these characters have. Ignore 10% of the enemy's target defense when dealing break damage to them. Holy crap, that's nasty. When the swearer's break effect is over 250% or higher, which, like I said, the way we're building these break characters, it usually is kind of easy to get them to that point. The super break damage they deal to enemies targets additionally ignores 15% of the target defense. Holy crap, that's nasty. Now to look into Star Rail, which characters can benefit from this the most. And 100% a character that we are going to be seeing this being worked on with is definitely going to be Boohill. Boohill is by far, and especially with that relic set, is a super break slash break oriented set, which is going to go very good for this meta that we're heading into, which are the break effect DPSs, which they're overall super fun. So Boohill, Firefly, by far going to be one of the better characters to rock with these brand new relics for super break and break oriented type kits. Now, besides the obvious, of course, with Firefly and Boohill, who else can work with this and who else would benefit from this the most? Now, there really isn't any really crazy characters that can do so. I do think this is very hyper specialized for someone like Boohill and Firefly, but you could also look at other break effect style characters. But the problem is them abusing the super break, because usually they don't have a lot of hits to go absolutely crazy with it. I know there are some people experimenting with Jing Yuan and him doing super break, so this could be possible if you somehow find a way to crack out his break damage. You should be able to hit those thresholds for where you're able to ignore defense for not only the break damage but also the super break damage. So that is going to be a little bit difficult when it comes to these other characters that aren't super oriented towards break effect, because they don't have all those boosts and benefits that the break effect DPSs do have. So right now, Boohill and also Firefly are definitely going to be in that section where they're going to benefit from this the absolute most. And then other than that, if you want to try and hit some crazy numbers, Luca's very much possible to do this for, and same thing with Su Shang. If you're somehow able to give them enough break effect to hit this, these two are some really good breakers, especially someone like Su Shang, who's able to absolute eviscerate the shield that you're able to do. So you could play something fun with Su Shang, and then same thing going for Luca. I think Luca is a really nice one for this, because not only is he going to get the extra break effect, he's going to be able to ignore that defense, and he's also going to be able to use that super break to his advantage when it comes to his enhanced basic attack that can come from his E6. There's overall a lot of really cool things that you can do with these sets, but overall I do think these are highly specified for someone like Boohill, for someone like Firefly, and any other break effect DPS that we'll be seeing in the future. I don't see there being that many uses or cases to use this on any other character at the current moment, because they kind of all have their own best in slot at the moment. So this is very hyper specialized for those two possibly. So if you're very excited to be able to basically gear out your Boohill, if you don't already have a perfect build, or get Firefly to where she wants to be with her kit, then that's going to be the best relic set for you. Now going into the next one, which is going to be, where is it at? I know they showed the next one. There you go. And now towards the follow-up attack set, which is going to be attack increases by 12%. A normal 2-piece actually is going to be very good for grinding this set out if you want the whole entire set, because getting that 2-piece effect allows you to have a universal 2-piece to give everyone, which is going to be very nice for, I guess you could say, min-maxing the efficiency of your energy being used for relics. You could always use that 2-piece whenever you don't have a full set for someone. Now going into the 4-piece effect, increase the wearer's crit rate by 6%. Already very strong. Giving crit value off the bat for 4-piece, very freaking strong. No condition. That's really nice. After the wearer uses a follow-up attack, increase the damage dealt by their ultimate by 30%, lasting for 1 turn. This is actually very interesting. Now 100%, we see that this is going to be catered towards what I'm assuming is Jade, because you're going to be getting that crit rate boost, and then after you use your follow-up attack, which is going to be doing pretty often, Jade will end up getting that boost towards her ultimate. Now who else is going to be put in the situation where this is useful? So now we got to look at a character that can do a follow-up attack, and then a character that will love to have that buffed up for their ultimate. Now REHOO is definitely a character that comes to mind, but I do think with what he has at the current moment with his debuff set, that gives him a little bit too much extra damage and a little bit too much crit value for him to want to chase off of it, especially because his ultimate isn't a crazy part of his kit and it's really just a follow-up attack. So I think the Pioneer set is still one of the better sets for REHOO at the current moment. I do think characters like possibly Himiko could actually be able to benefit from this a lot when it comes to her ultimate, because her ultimate doesn't do a crazy amount of damage when it comes to that compared to something like her follow-up attack. But when you look at it in all honesty, she does still have the follow-up attack set, which she's able to give herself a good amount of attack percentage because she does stack it up to max when there's at least 2 enemies on the field. So if you want it to be unconditional, maybe better for solo DPS, I think Himiko might actually be able to benefit from that the most. I think they're pretty on par with each other. I think the crit value is really good for Himiko, but I think this is more centered towards, for Himiko wise, are you fighting more than 2 enemies? Then you probably should stay follow-up attack set because you already have it grinded. Are you trying to grind a new set for Himiko or starting to build Himiko, or are you fighting against 1 enemy? Then maybe Himiko might be better with the other set, although you probably wouldn't want to use her when you're fighting only 1 enemy, because that kind of defeats the purpose of a break effect type of counter. And then going into the other characters, Topaz doesn't have her ultimate do damage, so she can't really use that. For someone like Jing Yuan, it's possible you could use it. I currently don't know what would be best for him. I think the follow-up attack set would be really nice still, because it's going to give his Lightning Lord the most amount of boost possible with the 2-piece effect, and also the attack percentage that he's guaranteed to get with his 10-stack Lightning Lord. So I don't think anything in regards to Jing Yuan being able to use this would be 100% needed. It does give a nice amount of crit value, and honestly the ultimate boost is really cool, but I do think the alternatives for the follow-up attack set, especially for a lot of the characters we have currently in the game, with Dr. REHOO, with Jing Yuan, with Himiko, I think the follow-up attack set or their other signature sets like Dr. REHOO's with his debuff set really play into his own or their own kits a lot more, or at least on the same level as that other set probably would. So I do think that next follow-up type character set for those relics is really hyper specialized towards Jade as well. I think right now currently there's no reason to try to super min max the difference between having a really good follow-up attack set and now you have to spend all your energy on the brand new one. So if you are going to be grinding those 2 brand new relics, when it comes to those 2 characters, I definitely would suggest, if you're trying to build out a break DPS, then you probably will be grinding this out. If you're not going to be grinding the break effect DPS and you already have some good follow-up attack pieces, then it might be best for you to try and stay away from that when it comes to the relic domain, and you could probably just save your energy, use it on something else, because this does look very hyper specialized for the break effect team and also for Jade specifically. So if you're really excited for Jade, maybe you can pre-farm. If you are going for Firefly or you already have Blue Hill, then this is definitely the domain you want to spend your life in. But regardless of that, I don't know if we get to see the planar ornaments. I don't remember 100% if they showed those off. So if they did, I will jump cut my way to that. If not, then I guess this is the end of the video. So other than that, thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. Let me know what you think about these brand new relics, and I'm just super excited when it comes to all that we're going to be seeing with this brand new meta of break effect and also Jade as well. So other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. See y'all guys in the next one, and peace.